going on, y'all? Welcome back to the chaos. Paul and I have linked up because we've hit a milestone, Paul. We're getting old.
Yeah.
Hit the big 4-0. So, as car guys, what better way to celebrate than head towards the mountains? So we're going, it's a whole toge trip. So we've got it all mapped out. I've got it done old school style because I'm an old man, so mapped it on paper. But we're hitting up Tail of the Dragon, Cherahalla Skyway, Moonshiners 28, a whole bunch of roads. Some you've probably heard of, some you haven't, some I've driven. Paul's never been to any of these things, so I'm excited for him to get on some of these roads, and especially Tail of the Dragon. Like, it lives up to the hype, so this will be fun. But we're gonna go ahead and get on the road so we can start hitting some of these fun roads. Driving along, we picked out the first destination that we're headed to is Tapoco Lodge. So we've been on nothing but highway so far, so we haven't got a taste of the twisties yet, but I gotta come clean with y'all. So of course there's always chaos everywhere I go. It's like, it's just, I'm on brand always. But before I left for the trip, I made one of the biggest mistakes of ever. My whole 40 years. This is our 40-year birthday celebration trip, and yeah, I made a big old boo-boo. That's about as nicely as I could put it. I had some choice words for it at the time, but I was preparing the vet. I got her all cleaned up for this trip and just kind of going over it, checking air pressure, stuff like that. Well, I needed to, the chaos garage is pretty tight at times with all the cars backed in there. I just needed to move the car just a little bit to check the pressures, and I went to move it up a foot. Well, that's where my foot slipped off the clutch, and your boy done took out not only his vet, the front of it, but I rear-ended my Viper of all cars. Like, not that I want to hit any of my cars, but if I had to make a list, the Viper would be last. I didn't want to tag that one, but it was my own mistake. How my foot slipped off the clutch, I have no idea. I've never had that happen in my entire life. And of course, because I was just inching it forward just a little bit, so I was slowly coming off the clutch, and then my foot slipped, but it was enough where, because most time if you just dump the clutch, a lot of times it'll just stall out the car. Nope, not this time. I had enough of it engaged that it lurched forward, and I only had about a 4-foot gap between the front of the vet and the back of the Viper. And it actually, because I leave all my cars in neutral in the garage, I usually just end up like pushing them around a lot of times, but because it was in neutral, it tagged the back, pushed the Viper forward into a table, broke the chairs, wooden chairs that go along with the table, and pushed it into the wall. So the Viper's worse off than the vet was. So old school detail, I immediately called my dad. He's a business partner with George. Shout out to George and my dad for giving me the hookup, and that was like emergency detail. I needed this car looking good for this trip, and so I'll throw on screen some kind of befores. The vet wasn't terrible. Luckily 98% of it buffed out. I mean, when you get real close up on it, you can still kind of tell, but it's miles apart from where we first started. So, but the Viper, we'll leave that one for another day, unfortunately, but I'm not gonna let that get us down on this trip. The excitement is high. I'm excited to be on the trip with Paul. Like I said, celebrating our 40th birthday, nothing better as a car guy than hitting a bunch of these toge roads, but I felt like I had to get it off my chest that I messed up. Like I said, it was a big one. It's gonna cost me. Luckily the vet, we're back in business with it. It's 100%, 98%, but that's as good as I get it. I just feel like a full respray at the front bumper would, honestly, that would probably potentially make it worse because it'd be hard to paint match and all that. So we're gonna leave it as is. But like I said, George did a great job. got me back looking right. So you really have to, if you know, you know, when you get it right up on the car, you can kind of find some scratches, but he knocked it out of the park. So big thanks to Old School Detail. I'll make sure to leave all of his information in the comment section below, so you can check them out if you're in like the Raleigh area. But on to Tapoco Lodge, and no more chaos. We got it all behind us before we ever even started the trip. Made it to Tapoco Lodge. So this is like a car meet in and of itself. So I came here for the first time with the Viper Club, and I didn't know this was here or anything like that. So what a cool place. But we're gonna actually go in here and grab something to eat for lunch, but we're gonna check out some cars first. Now that we got full bellies, we are ready to tackle Tail of the Dragon. So we're gonna run up here to the Killboy store first, walk through it, look at all the merchandise, you know, maybe get a souvenir or two, and then tackle the Dragon. We gotta get cameraed up and everything, so should be fun, but let's head over to the Killboy store. Checking out the Tree of Shame. We do not want to end up on that this weekend. Camera's mounted, we're good to go. We're gonna go hopefully slay the dragon. Hopefully no chaos this go around. So let's get at it. We survived Tell the Dragon. So that place is a madhouse. I mean, it's packed. So we were there, today is a Thursday, and it was still chaotic. So, but the run, because we started from the North Carolina side first, and went North Carolina, Tennessee, got stuck behind a Camry, I think it was, the first go round. But we had pretty good open road.
Oh yeah. And
the Camry finally used the pull off. So, kind of public service announcement, if you ever go to Tell the Dragon or any of these fun roads, and they have pull-offs and you're holding somebody up, use a pull-off. So please, yeah, it makes it a big difference. But that was Paul's first time. What did you think?
It was an absolute blast.
Does it live up to the hype?
Yeah, I would definitely say it does.
Well, that's the thing, because I've now done it in, the first time I ever went was in the Mustang, and that was a fun experience. The second time was the Viper. I didn't have good luck that time. That's where I've been a wheel. So that was short-lived. But then this time in the Vet was awesome. Like it boosted my love for that car a little bit. Because I was telling Paul earlier, like, the Corvette's cool, and the whole LS motor thing and stuff, like I didn't really truly get it. But I was ringing it out in second gear and pretty much did the whole Dragon in second gear. And I think you were kind of playing between second and third.
Yeah, second and third. And
his car is so loud, I could hear, because the North Carolina, Tennessee way, I was leading, but I could hear him behind me, just this, like huge acceleration, huge decels. And then when we flipped it around Tennessee to North Carolina, the downshifts on his car. Like, I really hope the GoPro footage will actually like capture that, but it's just such good crackles. But yeah, I kind of like it better when I'm following somebody. I feel like so that way I can kind of see their line and stuff like that. Paul's car is infinitely faster. He was pulling on me a lot. Not even, you know, yes on the straights, but then even in some of these turns, it was just squatting and going, so.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't know what to expect with the Bullitt because I bought it with the suspension already set up the way it was, and you know, I threw on the tires and the big brake kit, but yeah, it stuck pretty hard. You know, it was barely any times where I felt like a little bit of wiggle from the back end coming out of some of those corners, but yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, so this is day one. It's been a long day. I think both of us have been up since the wee hours, 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. So we'll give you a little house tour and wrap it up for day one. But what a blast on Tell the Dragon. This is gonna be home sweet home for Paul and her up here for what, 3 days, 4 days? So yeah, this should be fun. It's just a little 2-bedroom cabin, perfect for us, and not far from the Dragon. I think it was about an hour or so from the Dragon, but we kind of try to pick, this place is in Silva, so this is like centrally located to a lot of the fun roads. So we've got a weekend stacked full of nothing but driving and tailgate roads.